this whole DM strategy, if that's okay with you.
Why not?
I know it's not exactly what you need right now, but the cool thing about this is because you're doing like DM closing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this works incredibly well, not just for you to get clients, but for the people who are on your team working for on behalf of other like influencers. This is a really great strategy that they can add to their tool belt to really like over deliver and crush it for their clients. And of course, that's going to mean a lot more commission for them, and then more commission for you if you are like running the agency, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
This is the one you kind of showed last week.
I think you were there when I taught it. Were you? Yeah, I was teaching it to Jordan. And I think,
point,
yeah. So I think you caught parts of it, maybe not the whole thing. So it'll make a lot more sense when I explain it in full.
Sure.
So here we go. So to give you an illustration, yes, I did learn this from Vince Del Monte. However, he's not the only person that crushes it with cold outreach. So to give you an indication, I'm going to draw the world's worst circle right now. Oh, that was way better than yesterday. Okay, that's not even bad at all. I'm actually really proud of that. Cool. So this, let's call it Sam Ovens. Do you know who Sam Ovens is?
I know.
Yeah. So in case anyone's watching, they don't know who Sam Ovens is. He is a 8-figure consultant. So his business does something. This thing is super annoying. His business does something around. It was like 20 or 30 million a couple of years ago. I think now it's probably 50 million plus per year. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a lot. That's getting annoying. And to give you an indication of where that money comes from, I don't remember exactly the numbers, but it's something like this. Yeah, that'll do. So it's something like paid traffic, meaning Facebook ads, is around, I think it's about 42%, something like that. It's still a good majority. Actually, I don't think it was quite that much. Maybe it was, where's my thing at? It was like 37% or something. It's still the biggest piece of the pie, right? Then we had organic, which was, posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram. He didn't really, he still doesn't have a big Instagram. He doesn't really put much time and attention in it at all. It's just like, posting on Facebook and then all your friends see it and go, oh shit, this is like, you post your results on Facebook. Like I saw a really good one this morning from, I'll show you quickly. This is an example of what I mean by organic. You see Eric Zapola does this all the time.
Yeah, I know him.
If you follow him on Facebook, he's always posting his client results and stuff like that. Because he has a lot of prospects who are his friends on Facebook.
Oh.
Because he does something similar to you. He does a DM closing agency. So if he's friends with a lot of IG agents and coaches, influencers, and blah, 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 then they're like going to see that and go, oh shit, like that's cool. I could use a IG agent or whatever. So I'll show you Blake's. This actually got me really curious, and I reached out to him about this. So it does work. Where you at, Blake? All right, cool. So I saw this literally this morning before the call, and it was great month for my client Jeremy. His course business went from 30 to 40K a month, some one-time payments and some subscription. So I went from 30, 40 grand a month to hitting $225,000 for January, with most of it being annual or monthly subscriptions. We did differently. Notice how this is all just giving you the what, not the how. So it's making him sound really smart, but not actually telling you what to do. So he goes maximizing conversations with customers, increasing his price, moving from a flash sale model to something more sustainable, tweak the sales message and subtle mentions in his YouTube videos, enhancing the culture of the tribe by implementing awards, 6-figure club, live streams, and then enhancing the brand with better graphics and storytelling. The biggest thing by far was installing a team that can currently deliver the sales message and pretty much scaling an IG agent direct message sales strategy. If you're a coach or course creator who wants to increase your customers and conversion rates, send me a message. I currently have no courses on my process and only work on RevShare, and in some cases equity for consulting. Right, so this sentence at the end, well, these two sentences at the end were probably what got me. Right, if you're a coach or course creator, I am both. Who wants to increase your customers and conversion rate? Yes, I do. Send me a message, right? And then the part that kind of made it no whiskers, right? Like more like a pretty irresistible offer. There's all cheese. There's no whiskers because he's not saying I'm really expensive. He's literally saying I only work on RevShare, which means he only works on.
Doesn't take money up front,
yeah. So he's not going to charge me anything unless he makes me a lot of money. It's pretty attractive. It's a pretty attractive deal. I don't know exactly that's the model you have as well. So like don't hide that. If you work on commission, feature that everywhere. Be like, dude, I don't cost you any money ever. You only pay me money when I make you money, and you only pay me a small slice of the money that I make you. It's a very attractive deal. So that's organic. So I think in Sam's business it's something like 12%. Again, I don't know these exact numbers. I'm just kind of from memory. The other one was I think really good is referrals. Hopefully I spelled that right. And this in Sam's business is something like 17%, I think. So when I say referrals, I just mean, obviously you guys know what referrals are. A really great way that I've been getting referrals lately is you just make it a condition of them working with you from the beginning, right? So you could say, and you can kind of phrase this however you want, but you could say something like, I usually work for $2,000 a month or $5,000 upfront plus 10% commission. But I'm looking for more case studies and testimonials right now. So if after 2 months of working together, you'd be willing to, and you're assuming you're stoked with the results, then I would be willing to waive the $5,000 buy-in fee, or the $2,000 a month. I would get rid of that if you're willing to give me 3 referrals, basically 3 qualified, 3 introductions to qualified prospects who you think would be a good fit to work with me, who you think would benefit from my services and what I do, right? So you kind of make it really, really attractive. And they go, oh shit, I'm saving $2,000, $5,000. All I have to do is introduce you to 3 people. I can do that, right? So you give them kind of some incentive, even if like the $5,000 thing is kind of bullshit. Then they don't have to know that. So whatever you want to say. But that's a really great way of kind of setting expectations from the start. They have to give you some referrals, right? And then that's how you can kind of just get clients for free. That's really good one. Because chances are, if they're a business owner, they know a lot of other business owners and people in the space.
Yeah, that's exactly how I got my second and third client.
There you go.
So it works. Yeah.
Sure. Oh, that's super annoying. Anyway, and then the last one. Are you good at maths? I'm good at engineering and complex algebra and calculus, but I'm terrible at simple arithmetic, so I'm going to have to work this out quickly.
34.
So 29 plus 37. All right, 30 plus 37, 67, 68. I believe. I think it adds up to 68. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that leaves us with what, 32%? Something like that. And this is the thing I'm going to talk about today, which is called outreach. Now, this wasn't actually 32%. It was more like 20. I think it was 27 from memory, or 24. Yeah. So we have to take off 8. Let's add 4 to that one. Add 4 to that one. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. But this is kind of it was roughly something like this, right? The point is that I want to get across is cold outreach was basically a quarter of his income, right? That's like tens of millions a year, about $10 million a year from cold outreach. So it's the worst. If someone, I kind of hit the point where I was like, oh, because that's kind of how you start. Everyone starts with cold outreach because no one's fucking coming to you when you're just starting. No one knows who the hell you are. So how could they ever come to you, right? And then so you're out there hunting, right? And cold outreach is pretty much all you do for a while until you hit a point like I hit about a year ago where I didn't need to do any cold outreach and everyone was just coming to me, right? Via ads or via just referrals, word of mouth, they start following me, whatever it is. But they're all coming to me, right?
Yeah.
So I stopped doing cold outreach, but I'm going to start doing it again today after what I've learned actually a few days ago already.
Is it like a VA doing it for you?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
In fact, that is exactly what I have. It's like my second thing on my to-do list today. Hire a VA to do it for me.
Same for me for tomorrow.
Because you can get a VA for like $4 an hour.
Yeah, I heard that from the Philippines.
Yeah. Which for them is great money, and for you is also really cheap. So it's a win-win. And then of course, to handle the replies, you can either teach them the script of what to do, or like hand it off to your closer if you want someone a bit more, experienced. So let's get into the strategy. So firstly, when I say cold outreach, it's not strictly exactly cold outreach. It's more warm outreach. Because again, number one rule of CMB still applies. If you guys remember what that is, it is never ever go cold if possible. If you can get an introduction from someone who knows them, or if you can somehow make the introduction warm, then by all means do it. Right? It's just such an uphill battle trying to sell someone who's never heard of you. Right? So let's just not waste our time. So I know, okay, when I say cold outreach, I really mean warm outreach. So these are people that I'm specifically talking about Instagram right now. These are people that are already following you, that already have seen your posts, your stories, and they engage with a lot of your posts and your content, your stories as well. So if I were to sum it up into one word, it would be Vince learned this from Craig Valentine, by the way. And the way Craig did it, super succinctly, like one sentence, DM people who like your posts. That's the whole thing. It sounds really simple, and it is. So this is like literally it. I was so blown. I had to sit down for 5 minutes when I found this out. I was like, that's it. I'm out here. I'm running, 4 or 5 different Facebook ads, Instagram story ads, lead ads, giving away cheap support with the chatbot that sends them to the thing. There's like the 3-day automation email sequence, with the invitation to join the Facebook group. I've got a Facebook group I'm running. I set up a YouTube channel. I'm doing like all this different stuff, DM closes and this and that, email closing. And you're telling me all I have to do is just DM people that like my posts? Like, oh wow, that's so simple. So usually, again, I've said it time and time again in CMB. Simple is usually the best, right?
That's true. I like it.
And the more we make things complicated, the worse they work usually. So DM people that like your posts. That's the whole strategy in 6 words. Pretty cool. Your strategy is good when you can give it to someone in 6 words. So Vince's posts and his actual content on Instagram, everything from his stories, from his videos that he posts, from his IGTV videos to his captions, everything like that, is all talking to one person, right? One target avatar. So I'm making a note of that here. And for him, his particular person it's that dude who is, he's in the fitness space somehow, and he's like on the fence about starting a online fitness business, right? Maybe he's a personal trainer, and he's just like on the fence about taking his business online and doing this whole digital marketing, online business building stuff. Right? Okay. He's wanting to do it, but he's not sure how to get started, or maybe he wants to get started, but he's not sure if he should take the leap or make the investment. That's the only person Vince is talking to. That person is like on the fence about should I do it? Should I do it? They've been on the fence for weeks, months, maybe even years, and all of his content is about one thing, which is that you need a coach to show you the steps to how to do it rather than doing it yourself. That is all his content talks about. I would recommend you actually go and follow.
I think I do.
If you are not already, let me make sure I've got his handle right. I'll just right now. I'll go and follow him and see what he's up to, see what he's posting. See how that works. Cool. Let me go find him. Yep. So it's literally just at Vince Del Monte, this guy here. Cool. So I'm not going to do it now, but if you go look at his posts in your spare time, it's pretty much all about exactly the same thing, as you'll see. Right?
Pretty awesome.
It's all about you need a business coach. You need a business coach. You need a business coach. The real problem with your $10,000 a month, I guarantee you, he's going to talk about how to coach. That's the problem. That's it. That's all he talks about. So really good. Meaning, this is going to come into importance a lot here. So the people that engage with his posts, that like them, that comment on them regularly, have seen this message over and over and over again. Right? So not only have they heard of Vince, they already view Vince as an expert, as an authority, as even a celebrity in that niche, but they've already engaged and seen a lot of his posts, which have the same message over and over again, which is that you need a coach. So they clearly understand this. So the people that like and engage with his posts regularly are like cream of the crop, perfect target prospects, right? Aren't they?
That's true.
So what you're going to do is, yes, this does take a bit of manual work. And again, you can just get a VA to do it if you wanted, which is what I recommend. But at least I would, at the very beginning, do a little bit yourself, so you know exactly what's involved, and you can kind of pass on some pitfalls to the VA, be like, do this, don't do this, make sure you avoid that, get a bit of experience before you like go and train someone else how to do it. But as soon as you get it down, then you can point it off to someone else if you want. So essentially, what we're going to do here is, as I said, DM people that like your posts. So you're going to identify people who regularly engage with your posts. When I say engage, I just mean like and comment on your posts, right? You are then going to basically stalk them on IG and show love, right? We call this social media for a reason, because it's a two-way platform, right? It's not like one-way media, celebrity media. It's social media. Meaning, if you're spending all your time on Instagram and you're just looking at stuff, like you're just looking at people's posts, like maybe you're stalking them, you're doing all that good stuff, but you're not interacting with them, you're not engaging with them, you're wasting your time, right? You're sitting on a gold mine there. It's called social media for a reason. You should use your account, interact with other people's accounts, show some love, like their stuff, comment on their stuff, follow them, right? Not only is that actually really good for the algorithm, because it shows Instagram that you're using the platform a lot, you're giving love, and so it'll help you a lot in engagements with your own posts. But also, the good part about this is you go genuinely, so follow them, like and comment on just maybe 2 or 3 recent posts.
Okay.
Don't go fucking crazy and like 20 of their posts, just 1 or 2 or 3.
Do
And
you do like all at once, or like you spread like a day in between?
no, just all at once is fine.
Okay.
And the great part about this is, as I said here, follow them, right? So Vince actually goes and he follows people. Okay, clearly not anymore. I clearly he's unfollowed a lot of them. All of them except 1. So what he would do is, literally they would see a notification on their phone, Vince Del Monte started following you. And they'd be like, holy shit, the legend himself started following me, right? And they can't believe it. And they'll even post it on their story. They'll be so excited, right? Because they really look up to whoever this influencer is, whether you are probably as some type of authority, as a celebrity. So they'll be like, shit, man, that's really cool. And then, of course, if you're following them, etc., they're following you. That, of course, means you can send them a DM and they'll see it, right? Which you could have done anyway if they're following you, but still, it just makes the whole thing more natural.
All right.
So then, what we're going to do is we are going to send them a DM. And the DM is going to go something like this. Wherever I find it. Cool. So, it's going to say, hey, name. Obviously, you're going to replace name with their actual name. I hate that I have to actually say that, but I've seen people, not in CMB, all right, we're better than that, but I have seen people out there, like IG agents and stuff, actually saying, hey, name, and not changing the name. So bad. Anyway, so make sure you change that. And you would say, Delazia, or whatever the account that you're doing this on behalf of them is. Right? Okay. Very simple spear. It's actually one of the spear questions that I taught in CMB back in week 4 or something. And it's quite simply, are you still interested in Right? So what you're going to say here is quite important, and it's worth the time to craft exactly what that sentence is going to say. So for Vince's, his one is, are you still interested in building a successful and profitable online business? I'm assuming like in an online fitness business, I think is what he says. So you, assuming you're not doing the same thing, are going to change that to be, if you're doing this for yourself, then insert your promise. So it can be, are you still interested in growing and monetizing your Instagram? Are you still interested in getting, the more specific the better, right? Are you still interested in getting your first 100,000 followers and sprinting to 10,000 followers from Instagram? Are you still interested in adding an extra line of cash flow to your business with Instagram? Are you still interested in positioning yourself as an authority on Instagram, right? Something like that. Or of course, if you're doing it on behalf of another influencer or something, then it's just going to be whatever their big promise is, the main thing that they do is.
Yeah.
What I said to Jordan, and what I recommend everyone here does if you're going to do this, is, because this is essentially copy, like we're writing copy here. So before we write any form of copy, we always want to do our research to make sure we say the right words, right? And I talked to you about this as well, about getting on the phone or otherwise surveying somehow people who have already bought your stuff. So existing clients, existing customers, whether you want to do it by a survey or whether you want to actually jump on the phone and talk about it, you can say, hey man, if they're like an influencer, you can say, hey, I'm looking to blah, 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 build my brand, craft this outreach message, and I'd really love to get some insights from you on, why exactly you joined, why exactly you signed up for my thing. If you're willing to spend 15 to 20 minutes with me on the phone, I'll give you blah, 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 whatever. I'll give you like some bonus training, some free report, PDF video or something, or, 10-minute one-on-one session, coaching session, whatever it is, just some incentive for them to get on the phone and give you all of this valuable data, right? So I would recommend probably doing that with at least like 10 people to really find what are the common things that come up over and over again. What are the commonalities? Why are people joining? Maybe the surface level thing is want to get to 10 grand a month, but maybe the deeper reason is something else, right?
Yeah.
So just find what those commonalities are. If everyone is saying like the same thing in the same words, then awesome, right? Then you found your thing. You're just going to find like what the majority of people are saying and use that. So if they're all saying, if it's like the followers they care about, getting to 100,000 followers, then that's probably what other people want as well. But if they're all like not talking about the followers, or they're talking about getting to a certain level of income, 50 grand a month or something, then you're going to say that instead of the followers, right? So the point is I can tell you what to write here because I don't know. Your clients know and your customers know because they signed up with you already, right? So tap into that intel and use that. So survey. Does that cut off from see that stuff?
Kind of. Yeah, it's better now.
I'm trying to move. There you go.
Awesome.
Survey interview customers. Okay. This is like the whole script. Not really. It keeps going. But if they ignore you, most people will. So I'm just going to make a note here. Most people will ignore you. That's okay. Just accept it. Because we're asking a very blatant question here. There's no beating around the bush. We're not some like crypto, Forex trader sliding up into your DMs being like, hey, hey, wink. And then you look at their profile and it's all fucking Bitcoin, this and that, trading. And you're like, I know why you're messaging me. Go away. Right? So there's none of that. It's very like quite blatant, we're direct. There's no beating around the bush. We're like, hey dude, Sean here, are you still interested in growing a successful and profitable online business? And again, because these people have been following and looking at all of your posts, which have been talking about like this one thing. So chances are, if they're engaging with all your content that's talking about building a successful online fitness business, then they're probably interested in building an online fitness business, aren't they? So it's a relevant question. But yeah, most people will still ignore you. That's totally fine. Some follow-ups you can do here if they ignore you. Very simply, hello. Stay with me. Let me know you got this. Right. I would do 2 or 3. No more than 2 or 3. Right, because the first one, either they saw it, they forgot to reply, they got busy, or they intentionally ignored you. The second one, the third one, they're like, fuck man, this guy's making me look like an idiot for ignoring him. Like, right, hey, Blaz, what's up? Right, now they'll message you back. And if they don't, I'll 2 or 3, and that's fine, move on.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you still recommend that we're following up like every day, or like 2 or 3 days?
Yeah, I would do this every 2 to 3 days.
Cool.
For these ones. Cool. So then, when they reply, if they reply, then they're gonna say, hello, whatever, like, sure, or yeah, I am, or whatever. This is what Vince says. I'm not a fan of the ending, but I think it's a great start. So I'll show you what he says, and then I'll show you what I would do instead.
Okay.
I don't know where the microphone is. So he says, right, I'm starting a mastermind coaching program and plans to teach exactly how I built a 7-figure online fitness business. It's a 12-month online program. I guide you every step of the way, make introductions to the best affiliates, and help you launch your business to the next level. It's exactly what you need. Then, then he says, let's get on the phone and I'll tell you more about it. Have time right now. So that's the part I don't really like at the end, because it's super like great cut, shove your product down their face, down their throat kind of thing, which I'm not really a fan of.
It's kind of too much like hard selling.
Yeah, it's a bit much, right? It's pretty much hard selling. So I would keep the beginning the same and change the end, rather than saying, as soon as you gotta understand, as soon as you say a sentence like it's exactly what you need, it creates a lot of resistance.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're saying, dude, you don't know me personally. Like we met, we've had one message, and you claim to know exactly what I need. Like how would you know? You don't even know my circumstances. You don't know my situation. You know what I've been through. I'm different. I'm special. You don't know me. So as soon as we've created that resistance, like it's pretty much impossible to come back from that. Right? It's going to be very hard. So much better to say, hey, to be honest, I have no idea if this is what you need, but I think based on the fact that you're following me and engaging with my posts, blah blah blah, I think it might be right. Is it cool if I ask you a couple of questions to see if this is something that might help you? If this is something that right? Yeah. And then of course you know exactly what to do from there, right? Audition and the close chatting thing that I taught in December, that exact module, the one that I taught in December where I walked you through the Dean Jackson thing and then my email replies and how I close people on email.
Yeah.
That would be a great script to use there as well. So either or, right? They're all almost the same thing. That, by the way, is still exactly what I use right now to this day, what I taught in that class. So you can do something similar to that. You can do the 6 boxes. They're all pretty much the same. Like, goal, what's your situation? Where's the goal? What are you aiming for? What's stopping you? And like, are you committed to fixing it? As long as you've got like 4 questions in there, somehow you're good. It doesn't really matter the details of what scripts, blah, 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 right? So let me type this out as I would say. So, yes, or tell me more, or whatever the hell they say, it doesn't really matter. And you say, great, I'm starting. This is going to be obviously different for you or for whoever you're working with. You can model this for you, right? I'm starting this is what it says. Typing on the keyboard is so hard. I'm starting a mastermind coaching program and plans to teach exactly how I built a 7-figure online business. It's a 12-month long mastermind. 12-month long mastermind. 12-month long online program. I guide you every step of the way, make introductions to the best. He says I'll make introductions to the best affiliates. Like all you do there is just like insert some benefit.
Yeah.
Right, something that sounds really good. Make introductions to the best affiliates. Something that sounds really done for you and compelling, right? And I hand select top students to join my agency and give them high-paying clients. Something that sounds like, oh, he's just going to give me clients, like something like really done for you. Guide you every step of the way, make introductions to the best affiliates, and help you launch your business. Yep. The next level. And again, same principle applies as in my clients on command DM. Do we send this in one big ugly paragraph?
No.
Whoa, way better. I'm starting a mastermind coaching program, plans to teach exactly how online fitness business. Send, new line. It's a 12-month online program. Send. I guide you every step of the way. Send. Insert some benefits that I want done for them. Send, and help you launch your business to the next level. So this is where he says, it's exactly what you need, which is like, I don't like that. So from here, what I would say instead would be, based on what I can see about you, or what I've heard about you, based on what I can tell about you, some sort of cold read there. Based on what I can see about you, I think you might be a great fit. Not sure yet though. Is it cool if I ask you a couple questions to see if this is something if this is something that might help you, or to see if this might be a good fit for you, see if this is something that might benefit you, whatever you want to say there. Yes, and they say yes, because it's a very easy low barrier question, right? Compare this. It's exactly what you need. Let's get on the phone. Do you have time right now? Oh, slow down, dude. Compare that to, I think it's what you need. I'm not really sure. Is it cool if I ask you a couple questions, see if this might help you? Maybe help you in some way.
That's a lot more chill and relaxed.
Yeah, sure. Ask me a couple questions. That's fine. So this will get a lot more replies, right? Cool. And then, like I said before, totally from there, you're just going to qualify / audition. Right. So 6 boxes, that closing scripts, whatever you want to do. Like I said, they're all pretty much the same. And that's really it. Right. And then you can either, of course, close them on the phone, book a call, which is for you guys what I would recommend, probably, or chat closing chat. Whatever's working for you right now, like no need to change your sales process.
Yeah.
Just keep it as you always do it, right? That's the whole game. That's the whole shebang.
That's fine. I like it.
Let me take a screenshot of this. It's beautiful. Awesome. All right, dude. Any questions about that process?
Let me think.
We are at the 1 hour mark, so that was a good timing.
It's like pretty straightforward.
It's very
all about it. Yeah. What I used to use is like a video DM. I might give this a try. We'll see.
Oh, dude, you could totally do this over video as well. It probably work even better over video.
Yeah, for sure.
You said.
Yeah, the only problem is it's like kind of personalized because they say their name in the beginning.
Yeah. So maybe
Take
you have this one as text, and you could have this one as video.
Ah, cool.
I mean, honestly, like you're not gonna. Video usually probably will work better, just because it's more personal. It's like more face to face. But text works like just fine as well. But I think video probably would work better if you want to try it.
Yeah, why not? We'll see.
Cool.
But this is like strictly for the people who already engage with your clients or your content. Sorry.
Well, I mean, not strictly, but it just will work way better. Like, why waste time messaging people who have never heard of you? It's very hard to take someone who's never heard of you and then like get them to give you 18,000. The thing Vince is selling is $18,000 a year, right? 1,500 a month. Like, no one's gonna go, I've never heard of you, so here's 18 grand in like, a couple minutes. It's just not gonna happen. So it just makes a lot more sense to let's only focus on people who are already following us and already engaging with our posts and know who we are, they know we're an authority, and they're engaging with the type of content that clearly illustrates that they're interested in what we offer.
For sure.
Why the
How
fuck
many did you send of these?
instead of random people? So yeah, that's the game. That's how we do it.
That's cool. Like, how many a day would you send of these?
Good question. 30 a day.
Good.
I mean, it's totally up to you, but no more than 30. Just because if you try to do more than that, as a lot of people in CMB fam know, you might get action from sending messages on Instagram, which we don't want to happen to you.
Do you break it up, or it's like all at once?
Oh no,
So I heard like
another good point. Splits.
50-50?
I'll go 10 times 3.
Okay.
So 10 in the morning, 10 at lunchtime, 10 in the evening or 10 in the afternoon, something like that.
All right.
Split it up a little bit. Because if you repeatedly get action blocks on Instagram, you just don't want to be in the doghouse with Instagram. Like, because you never want to be in a situation where they don't like you and they could just ban your account, they could just close your account, or they could just really hurt your engagement and your reach. All really bad things that we don't want to happen. So let's stay on the good books. Let's stay on Stance's nice list. Let's not go on the naughty list. And let's keep Instagram as our friend if we want to use it profitably.
Yeah, I've heard that if you like get blocked once, they lower the guard for the next time. You get blocked next time.
Yeah, that can happen. If you repeatedly hit them, then they start to like
lower the guard. Yeah. So they test you if this is for what do you do.
Yeah, like then if it starts at 30 and you keep hitting it, then it might be 25, then 20, then like 15, then 10. Which obviously we don't want to happen. So let's stay in Instagram's good books and not whatever. Cool. Awesome, dude. I'm taking a screenshot now that I covered that. Thanks for reminding me about that. That was a really important thing that I forgot to say. So that's really good. Awesome, dude. So next week, this is what I was going to cover next week. I will find something else really valuable to talk about next week instead, as always. Until then, though, have an amazing, fantastic week. Please get to work, start using this, applying it. Let me know. Shoot me a text to see how it's been going for you. Really curious to your results. I'll be sharing my results with this, as I continue to do it. But until then, have a tremendous week, and I will see you very soon.
Awesome. See you.
Cheers.